Hello, everyone, and good morning, and welcome to another day of our preventive knowledge series. So, today we're going to talk about exercise. Um, Previously, we talked about ways of preventing disease and illnesses, and ways of keeping and living a healthy life, and we talked about exercise and other stuff. So, today we're going to pick up exercise and try to explain in a summarized form why exercise is necessary. A lot of us have heard about exercise and why it's important. Some even have a prescribed amount of exercise they do per age. So today we're going to be just briefly discussing why we need exercise. And just so you know, you don't need um, 3 to 4 hours to exercise because of your busy schedule and all that. And most Africans, we kind of lead a sedentary lifestyle, and we sometimes you just walk. You don't get enough rest. You don't do enough exercises, and at the end of the day, you just wonder why you get down with some diseases or illnesses. So today, we'll be talking about what exercise does in your body, how it helps you. So exercise helps you to control your weight. It helps you to control your weight together with nutrition. So you eat a healthy food, then you exercise. Some people hit the gym, do a light workout and all that, and they go back and eat unhealthy. They eat a lot of carbohydrates, a lot of junk, and at the end of the day, they say, "Okay, we've been exercising, we've been doing everything routinely, but how come we're still getting fat? We're still not as fit as we ought to be." That's because you're doing one part and leaving the other part. So exercise goes along with nutrition. So for you to control your weight with exercise, you also have to put nutrition in check. Then it helps to reduce the risk of heart diseases, because when you exercise regularly, it helps the heart, it strengthens the cardiac muscles, that's the heart muscles, to be able to pump enough blood, to be able to contract adequately, and most importantly, very well, to pump blood into the systemic circulation enough for you to carry out your activities of daily living. So we move ahead to talk about how exercise helps your body to manage blood sugar and insulin levels. You know, sugar, which is glucose, is what derives, we call it ATP, which in a layman's term is energy, which we need to carry out activities, we need for metabolism, we need to breathe, then atmospheric air, and for the whole process of respiration to occur so that we can live healthy and well. So when you are exercising, you are able to burn out those glucose, and your body is able to utilize the insulin it has to adequately manage the glucose which is in the body tissues or body cells, so that you don't come down with diabetes, you don't come down with hyperglycemia and all that. So some people, maybe because of their genetic makeup, um, they have this familiar trait of diabetes. So when they're regularly exercising, they can be able to manage their blood sugar without taking drugs, without taking synthetic insulin. So that's what exercise does. It goes a long way in prevention. So exercise cannot be overemphasized. It needs to be talked about always. And exercise also helps keep your thinking, learning, and judgmental skills sharp as you age, because as you are aging, the nerve cells, they degenerate. It's quite normal for every human being. But as you're exercising, it helps to keep that vitality on a while, and it helps to, keep your memory sharp. You can't compare someone who is exercising at the age of 70 with someone who is not exercising at the age of 70. The person who is not exercising tends to forget a lot, tends to, sluggish, tends to think a lot before he's able to give you a judgment or an advice. But someone who's exercising at the age of 70 is still a little bit alert, is still able to learn new skills, learn new and acquire new knowledge. So exercise is very important at that. And with that, if you're sharp as that, you'll be able to learn new preventive measures as well. Then exercise also strengthen your bones and muscles. With time, as you're exercising, the body says, okay, for me to be able to withstand this kind of exercise, I need to actually increase either the size of the muscles or increase the number of the muscle cells to be able to withstand that kind of whatever kind of exercise you're doing over time. So as you're doing that, it strengthens the muscles, it strengthens the bones, and even as you age, you don't get to come down with some issues people of your age come down with, like bone issues like osteoarthritis, osteoporosis, and all that, all because you were exercising. So you're able to prevent those diseases in the long run. Then it also helps in reducing the risk of falls in adults. Some adults at a certain age, they can't hold themselves very well. You see them always trembling, like having mild tremors and mild seizures. But when you're exercising over time, just like I explained earlier, if your bones and your muscles are strengthened, if they are strong, surely you won't fall anyhow. And exercise also improves your sleep. And when we're talking about the basics of in prevention, we talked about sleep. Sleep is very, very important, and that's why we need exercise. Because when you exercise, you burn out that energy, you burn out the ATP. Your body gets this feel of fulfillment, and at the end of the day, you know that okay, you've done something, and your body needs to rest. And the quality of sleep you get at that time after an exercise cannot be compared to other times when you don't exercise. So exercise improves your sleep, and sleep improves your health. So those works hand in hand. Then again, we talk about how exercise improves your sexual health. Let's take it back to um, the heart, how it prevents or reduces the risk of heart diseases. Sexual activity as a whole still gets a climax under the capability of the heart and also your mind as well. So if you're having enough exercise, if you're having adequate exercise, it helps to improve the heart cells and also improves the sexual health as well. So that's why you see that people who exercise regularly have a better sexual health compared to people who don't have or who don't do any form of exercise. Like they don't need to take pills to satisfy one another. Um, but then again, there are other conditions which might hamper those outcomes. But on a larger scale, on an average, exercise goes a long way to improve your sexual health. Then we talk about how it increases your chances of living longer. If you see what we've mentioned from the beginning up till this point, you see that with exercise, you have a chance of living longer because your heart is good, your bones and your muscles are good, you think well, you're able to sleep well, your sexual health is improved. And when your sexual health is improved, a lot is improved as well. So at the end of the day, you see that you have a higher life expectancy compared to your peers who don't do any form of exercise. So I would like to urge each and every one of us today. It's very, very important we do exercise at least 30 minutes to an hour if you can. If you can't, 10 to 30 minutes, just try, do a little bit of exercise. Keep those muscles, keep the bones in check, keep your mind in check, keep your heart in check. Stay hydrated as well. So I'll just quickly run through the whole concept of exercise once again, just in case you didn't grab it clearly. So I said exercise helps control your weight, and I talked about the nutritional part of that as well. You don't just exercise and go back to eat junk and eat rubbish. Your weight is never going to get checked. There's no magic about that. It reduces the risk of you getting heart diseases. It helps your body manage blood sugar and insulin levels. It helps keep your thinking, learning, and judgmental skills sharp as you age. It strengthens your bones and your muscles, reduces the risk of falls, improves your sleep, improves your sexual health, and increases your chances of living longer. So today, stay healthy, do an exercise. As little as it is, and something has changed in you. Thank you.